Now there is a massing of armaments, and a more detailed president of Puntland is here to answer that question. But we know that our intelligence information we have, the situation is becoming severe and is poised. Any minute the war can start. The massing of both sides, especially the Somaliland, massing of their main forces on the verge of offensive.
Have leaders from Somaliland been taking part in these talks? And if so, have you been able to have some forum with them to deliberate over these issues? Have they been here?
The Somaliland leaders are part and parcel of the Somalia. They're here. The DIR group are here, and they are part and parcel of the appeal as a 366 delegates who are here in Begati. We are appealing as the Somali leaders, because this will affect any part of Somalia. We already suffered last period. Mogadishu war, we lost 80,000 people in 1991-92. We have experience of solving our problems through dialogue, not through force, because we have lost too many refugees already are in Ethiopia, Kenya, Djibouti, and in Yemen. And this is war of the two most peaceful areas, Somaliland and Puntland, were the only area that had a local administration and were enjoying peace. If they go to war, that means the whole Somali nation now will be a sub-zero level, and the cessation of hostility, which we signed in 22nd of October 2002 in front of IGAD, will be broken, because our brother in Somaliland is not a signatory to cessation of hostility. The Puntland president is signatory. We told him to stay here to negotiate, to not do anything, and his forces up to now, they are not involved in any offensive. So we want an appeal to the Somaliland administration, President Riale, to do the same and use the dialogue, the forum which the IPF and IGAD have here, and discuss the situation by dialogue and not use force.
Coming back to Safari Park, what can you say you've achieved so far?
The Safari Park, as far as I'm concerned, the leaders who withdrew from the conference, they have came in, and we have achieved in discussions in terms of proposals of how to way forward for the third phase. And that discussion, we are in the preliminary discussion of proposing papers of each side, what its position is in terms of way forward. And that's the dialogue is going on. That dialogue did not exist. And that's a big achievement. And all-inclusive, 24 leaders, plus the president of Puntland, president of TAG, who is present, itself is a big achievement. And the leaders, we appeal to them. Some are coming today, and some came in 2 days ago. The 8 leaders that were not present, already 4 leaders came in, and we are appealing the other 4 to come. And the other progress is the IGAD and international community have to basically declare those leaders who do not, at the end of this conference, do not participate in Safari Park, they are not for peace. And this is the responsibility lays the IGAD, IPF, and the international community to make sure those leaders who came here 14 months to negotiate peace, and those leaders who are preparing war, they should not be in the same platform. And it is the responsibility of the international community to differentiate those leaders who were last 14 months negotiating for peace and been here, and those who are on the ground creating civil war and continuing the civil strife in Somalia.
I wonder if I could ask Colonel Abdullah Yusuf something. My name is Grant.
I think you finished with my friend Hussein ID. And you have no real questions for Abdullahi Sheikh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I distributed the press statement of Puntland. Since you have copies of this press statement, I think you need not know where I will not read the document, because you have it. Yeah. And I am sure you read it. If you have questions, I am ready to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Ali Musa,
My name's Grant Sherritt from BBC. The cause of this increased tension surely was Puntland moving its forces into La Sanod. Isn't that the reason that the tension has grown in the region?
Well, gentlemen, Puntland moved no any force from its actual position. And you have to know that La Sanod itself is part and parcel of Puntland. Puntland police went in La Sanod because there were conflict between two families of La Sanod area. They went there for law and order in order to settle the conflict between two families of the same family in La Sanod. These families are Puntland people, and La Sanod itself is part and parcel of Puntland. So the police had the right to go there because we had to save the lives of our people. This is not this don't mean that we are making hostile actions against Somaliland. But before our police went there, if you remember, I don't know if you are following Somali situation for the last 2 weeks. Parliament of Somaliland passed a motion declaring war against with which they declared the war against Puntland. They claim it part of Puntland. They said that they are going to restore the former border of between Italy and British colonies. And Somalia is a free country since 1960. So there is no border among Somali regions. We have no borders. Somalia is Somali Republic is Somali Republic. And we don't recognize secession of Somaliland. It's unjust and unlawful, and nobody will accept it. So our police went there, and this is not provocation, this is not hostile action against Somaliland, but Somaliland, passing this motion in its parliament, they approve it, and they give authorization in its administration to invade Puntland. After that, some days, 2 days ago, if you are following your own BBC, the ruling party, 2 branches of the parliament of Somaliland, and 2 opposition parties jointly approved the invasion of Mr. Riyal. So this means that Somaliland declared war against Puntland, and this means they declared war against the rest of Somalia, because Puntland is part and parcel of Somali Republic.
Ali?
Mr. President, have you contacted the foreign minister?
You can make your questions in Somaliland, which is your
have you met the president, the foreign minister of Djibouti, who was here for a long time? Have you discussed about the situation with him rather than always issuing a statement? Why not?
Well, we met with him before I came here in his hotel room. I was with Brother Abdullahi Sheikh, and when we tried to talk to him, he insulted me. And I don't like to say what words he used against me. I know that he's here. Since he did an action unnecessary, not suitable for a leader, for a minister. I abstained to talk to him. But there is no need of talking with him, because we have proof that the country which is encouraging Mr. Riyale is supplying military supplies to Mr. Riale and his army is Djibouti. There is no doubt. We can bring proof anytime you will need. Vehicles, mounted vehicles, money, advice, even Djibouti officers are now inside Puntland accompanying Somaliland army.
So, Your Excellency, what proof do you have? Because you say you can bring proof anytime we need it.
Well, you have our intelligence everywhere. Puntland is a well-existing state, regional state. We have our people in Djibouti, we have our people in Hargeisa, and we have our people even in Nairobi. So we have our proof, and when it will be necessary, we can show that Djibouti Republic is fully well committed with this act of aggression against Puntland. And with this, they are against this well process, because the aim, in my opinion, is to destroy this process. Then, afartiinno madaxda u ahay Muuse Suugi, Ismaan Caato, Biixi, Cabdirasaaq Isaaq Biixi, and Barre Hiiraale. Well, they are not included in the discussions because they don't represent anyone. Leaders are away. Leaders markii ibaada lahaa waa noogu jiraan waana la hadlay.
Those signatory leaders, of course, who were part of this process right from the beginning.
Shirkii Soomaaliya ku hadlamay.